Hello.
Hello, Ambrose. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, all. We are welcome, sirs. Yeah, quick one as usual. Let somebody pray for us, either a Christian brother or a Muslim brother in the house. Pray for us that we can start.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Subhanallah walhamdulillah wala ilaha illallah. Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar, wala hawla wala quwwata illa billahi azim. We commit this session to your hands, Almighty God. We are inviting you to take prominence, direct the session. So at the end of it, we give the glory to you. Al-Fatiha. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Rahmanir rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amen.
Amen. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Quick one. We are looking at 30 different section or time frame. Let me do that one. Time frame today because the month just ended. For traders yesterday, but for the month today, the last day of the month. Want to review the month of July and at the same time and see how the month of August will go, because this will guide us on what to do going into the future. But for me, if you look at the chart on the screen now to speak, it gives you an insight of where we are going from our discussion. And I believe I told you on the house that you should try and up your game in terms of what technical analysis, but it will go a long way to guide your decision at any time. Yes, this is a daily chart that you are seeing on display now. You see the market, oscillating all this while, up and down. And when market is oscillating, there are different types of indicators you use to trade them. And also it gives you different information at different stage of the market. And also don't forget that I've told you earlier that the market at all time has what 4 different phases. We have the accumulation phase, we have the markup stage, we have the distribution and the decline stage. This is for the market. So the economy also have what we call early expansion, mid expansion, and have late expansion, have early contraction and late contraction. All these also guide us as investor or trader in the market to know what to do per time. If you have this at the back of your mind, you will know what is happening at each stage and are able to take informed decision. Yes, the half year just ended and we saw the earnings coming to the market. And you know that anywhere in the world, any market you are trading, earnings is one of the basic, strong fundamental that market feed on. Why the market feed on? That is the only thing that comes from the company that you can see, without knowing the name of the MDs, the name of their products. But when you see these numbers, it tell you what is happening in that company, whether you can trust that those judgments you are seeing, those numbers you are seeing. It tells you what to do at all time. That's why I tell you that anybody that is playing this market, standing on one leg of fundamental alone, won't go far. Standing on technical analysis alone, you need to combine the two effectively to become smart investor and smart trader, so that you go ahead of the market, not the market leading you. You go ahead of the market will meet you, because you are seeing where the market is going, use your technical indicators and what is happening around you per time. Yes, the number that we have seen so far in the market, I will tell you, they beat market expectations. And I know that most of investors are not surprised, because I've been saying it before now that when you compare the economic recovery this year, despite it's slow and weak, you can see that we are already in a bad situation. The previous year we are comparing this year with. That will naturally tell you that we expect better numbers from this company, and which the figure we have seen so far have proven that these numbers are really good. But one thing that you should have in mind that as you have seen this number, this is half-year result of this company. Only if you have their first quarter. What does that tell you to do? Remember, I've said about sectoral rotation at all time, that the all-share index alone is not enough to give you guidance from the market. But if you not check the sectoral performance of this company to see which sector has really outperformed each other, has really outperformed the market in general, and what is happening in that sector, is that a government policy, what is driving the performance of this company. If I tell you one question they asked me this week, you'll be surprised. Somebody called me, said, is this number, is it in Nigeria or another country that are giving this number? That the economy is slow, I laugh. The guy asked, are we doing Bitcoin in Nigeria? I laugh. I say, it's not Bitcoin. You should know where we are coming from. If you know where we are coming from, you should know what you should expect. Because so that will be a better number. And that also should give us an insight what the GDP of second half look like. We are seeing the corporate earnings already, telling you where the economy is coming from and where it's heading to. And the good thing is that you need to check which sector of this economy has outperformed of the market, sorry, have outperformed each other, and what is possible that going into the future, they will sustain their trend. If you know that, this is the time to start positioning in some good stock, which I know those that take position early before these numbers came to the market are smiling to the bank, especially those that have access to how to invest profitably using earnings season to play the market as a trader or investor. Those that video, all that happened was discussed in that video. When I was sitting on a plane out, I was laughing. I say, this is how to trade the market. If you have entered early, results come, market react to it. You know that despite that there's not too much liquidity in the system, market earnings attracted liquidity to the system, that there is momentum, there is buying interest, all this move the stock up in the month of July. If you take the history of the market, for the past years, you see that July is always a miss market for the month of July. For this year, July closed positive, and that should be a good news for all of us in the market. It closed positive, gaining 1.7%. That is good for us. That's why that the week under review closed out with a negative 0.1. That does not matter. What tells you that we are going somewhere? We are heading somewhere already from where we are now. Yes, quick one. I want to go back to this chart that is here at the display. Look at this chart. And I know that few of us in the house, or all of us in the house, no idea what I want to say now, but I want to ask a question, very simple question. Looking at this this chart, the way it was drawn here, who can give you an insight to what we expect to happen next from here? Whether the market will see go down or the market will recover at this point. Now that any season is over, they are bound to be. Let me not answer the question. Let somebody give me a question for the answer from there. Then I will now add what I want to add to it. From this chart you are seeing, this is a daily chart, and I told you on this program that whenever you want to look at the market, don't just jump to the long what we call a market time frame. No, you start from the shorter time frame, which is the daily chart, weekly chart, and monthly chart. And today we are reviewing the month. We can't just look at the month alone. We must look at what happened yesterday, being the last trading day on Friday. Then look at the weekly chart for the week. Then we'll now go back to the month, and that will now help us to forecast the month of August that we're not entering. What we expect to happen in the month of August, and how we should play the month of August as traders and investors. On this chart now, let someone quickly tell me what are we expecting from this chart to happen to the market by Monday or next week? Hello? Hello? Hello, house?
Hello, Ambrose. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, yeah.
Yes, so thanks for that opening remarks. Yeah, going by what we have here, the candlestick for the last trading day after the market. Ambrose, I can hear you.
Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you. I don't know if others are hearing.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, the market was down on Thursday heavily, but we saw some recoveries on Friday. And going by this candlestick, give us an insight into what is going to happen next week, that the market will recover next week.
Okay, another person in the house. That is a good one. Can somebody add to it before I will now keep from here, go to the weekly chart? Can somebody else add to what you just said? It's a question and answer class. Yes, let's somebody.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, what I've seen in these charts is looking at what has been happening. This is the beginning of a new trend.
Okay.
Because the yellow line that you have drawn, every time it gets down there, it goes up or down. So we expect that the market will the recovery that started will continue.
Okay. I agree with two of you. No, absolutely. But let me add to it.
Hello.
Hello, I'm with you. I say I agree with two of you.
Hello.
Two of you, I'm with you. I can hear you. Yeah. Hello. I can hear you clear.
We are hearing you.
Yeah. To add to what the two of you just said now, you are perfectly correct. And I say I have the technicians already in the house, and that is good. Yeah, that means our discussion here, I can see that people are really taking it. That for that, it's a good one for me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a good one. You guys are. Yes, looking at the chart on a daily time frame, I will tell you that the market is resisting decline already. The last 2 days to yesterday, or on Thursday to Friday, you see that the market had a very sharp decline, very sharp one. But the market recovered that same day. It didn't it came down, and look at where it touched. It touched the line and it went back. The next day, Friday, market opened up here and it remained in the green. But as we speak now, I will tell you, it is Monday trading that will give us whether the market will continue the uptrend or not. Because the green candlestick is not engulfed, it has not covered the long one, which is the red, the bearish candlestick. That means we need to confirm trend now. But the good thing is that they are not breaking the lower trend line. That lower trend line tells that the market is still strong and intact. The market is still strong and intact. For me, this has given us a hope that the earnings season has really kept the market up. And going into the new week, where we expect that the institutional investor, fund managers, and the high net worth will be doing analysis of this company. And then when they start repositioning their portfolio, you will see oscillation in the market. For you that has knowledge, you won't be panicking now, because you know that it is time for those institutional investors to analyze the company earnings that just send a release before they make what, before they take a decision. That means if you are in any position now, this is not a time for you to panic or think otherwise, but rather you hold on to your position to see what is going to happen, because we expect that these institutional investors are likely to maintain their position, because the numbers of most of the company they play are still in green and positive. That is why we won't see much friction in the market, more volatility in the market. But what you should do, those companies where you already seated, where you already positioned, to watch them. But the ones who think that you have entered early before now, and the numbers just emanated for that company are not looking up as expected, it's the time for you to sell off and move to where you expect to maintain a positive uptrend. That is how to invest at this point. For me, two of you that gave answer, I say kudos, that is a good one. Let's go to the weekly chart before we finally go to the monthly chart. The weekly chart will also tell you what has happened for the week and what we were expected to see. And the good thing is that before I go to the weekly chart, I will tell you this before I go to that if you look at the money flow index, the funds that enter the market, it has touched as high as 69 before it came down to around 51. But since the money flow on a daily chart, on a weekly chart, and a monthly chart have not gone below 50 points, it tells that funds in the market are still very strong. That means you and I should not worry about market going down at this point. But we'll see oscillation. And when market is oscillating, as the chart actually, you can see like a zigzag trend, seeing all this wave, we call them wave, where the market is going up and down. And each market is oscillating. There are also kind of indicators you use to trade them, and which we're going to discuss before the end of the class. Those indicators should guide you. If you know how to use your support and resistance level, this is time to use very well. Using what? Because the market is oscillating. You know where to put the resistance level. Has it broken it? The support level, has it touched it? As it touching it, which volume is it touching it to break out? Which volume is it touching it to retrace up? Once you have it at the back of your mind, you are free to invest wisely. But I will tell you that information is key. You have to have your technical analysis at all times also guide you. That means those that are still getting the money for ordering for their technical analysis material, go ahead and still call Nelson to get more, because you need to have this idea. That is the way to go. But the market environment has changed. It's not the market of 10 years again, the market of 20 years again. The market is changing on daily basis, and you need to change to get information, analyze it fast, and move with the market so that you can take advantage of the market at any time. Good one. Let's quickly go to the weekly chart, which I want to call up the army broker so that it will go a long way to help us. This is the chart for the month. Let me quickly change it to the week so that we can look at it before. Yeah, this is a weekly chart, and this weekly chart, you see the last candlestick here that is just all I put. The market is yet to decide. You can see the market is just to decide. It went up, went down. That means it's indecision here. traders and investors on the weekly chart, they are indecision because there's indecision between trader and investor. The buyers were in the market, sellers were in the market. Finally, sellers win, but winning on what mode? If you look at the volume traded for this week, is higher than the volume traded for the previous week. Tells you that there is increasing activities in the market, being the last week of the month, and that is the earnings season peak, the peak of the earnings season. That tells you that activities in the market was up, but because there's kind of sellers dominating, what happened that seller is not really existing because stock like Wasman suffered loss on Thursday. That really pulled the market down because that day who lost about this is not 5%. That despite the impressive number that emanated from or that came from the price shared volume on that Thursday before trying to stabilize on Friday. You see, for me, when we go into the new week, as I said, we'll see better analysis from different portfolio, the positioning and reshuffling will start again ahead of Q3. And also, all eyes are also looking at to see the Q2 GDP for the nation. We have seen that inflation for three months now decline gradually. Then also we're expecting that the harvest season will also come around. But because of the little change in the last MPC meeting, there also were panic during the week. That also contributed to this position. If not, the market will also close on the up direction. But I believe that the decision of CBN for that during the week after the MPC meeting, people were still analyzing it. The impact of the decision on the economy and on the market. But I will stand on the part of the market now that the impact of the decision will be a plus for the market. But you as an investor should look at which company will this add value to. There are some companies that before now they have done their backward integration. That means they are not depending fully more on this exchange for importation and those stuff. That means they are sourcing their raw materials within. This cost will not affect them. That means where you get their material here, see, it will also going to reflect on their numbers going to the future. It's a guide. But also when there is this kind of a high exchange rate, people want to bring money to Nigeria to invest again, especially Nigerians that are abroad. Yes, because as we speak now, many foreign investors are not ready to come to Nigeria as we speak because they are still understanding our policies and our recovering, momentum, trying to see where we're going. But I tell you that as far that the local investor has dominated the market till now, they will still dominate the market till the end of the year until things improve. But when things improve, I see that 2022 by God's grace will be a better year if things get better. That's where foreign investors will start appreciating us. And also don't forget that the oil price that also that remained a bit in the up direction has helped the market to stabilize. Why does the market? People are not existing. The foreign investors that are already here, that has position, they are not selling off because one, they are seeing that the economy is recovering. Companies' numbers are becoming better. They are not selling. And oil price is going. That's why it's not reflecting on the reserve. As I said last time, but we saw it for a few days before it started. For me, that is why they are not exiting. That is why I see that there's a bit stability in the market, and which is good for us because those players now are local investors, mainly local institutional investors and high net that don't invest in the market. That means we don't expect the market to go the way that when foreign investor is going out, market will start bleeding overnight. No, because they are not in the market as we speak now. But their presence is needed so that we can see more appreciation. But I'm telling you, the way the earnings are going, don't have it at the back of your mind. The way the earnings are going today, as we are seeing the numbers being sent to the market, I see that after the earnings season, towards the end of October, we might see what's it called, the fixed income players coming back again to the market as they did in 2020. And don't forget that in the last quarter of 2020, market was up, and that contributed to the high return we saw in 2020. It's about to happen because in the history of Nigeria, quarter two and the last quarter is very active quarter, and that is where we have seen the third quarter of these companies. Now they have seen the second quarter, but it start giving them insight which company will give them a better payout from this level. That will go a long way for them. That is why many of them, as we speak now, are still studying the numbers we are seeing. That means you that are in the market, don't panic out for any reason, but rather you hold your position, and watch the trend of the market. This is what I want to say at this weekly review, because look at the way it is. For me, market is still consolidating at this point. You can see that it's not broken out. The same trend. If I take this, which I drew last time, to take it from here like this, I see that the market is still within the pause. That's not broken out. It tells you that the market is still looking to go up from this point. for me, just relax your mind and hold your position very dearly and watch the market. Don't invest and go to sleep. That's what I told you earlier, that in this part of our part of the world, our market, we all know when to buy and know when to sell. Also, greed has been a problem in this market. When we are buying stocks, I tell people here that you set a goal. You set a goal. When I send a signal for them to sell Owando, to sell Total, people were telling me that it will still go up. I say, if you want to go up, you hold your position. But you saw what happened in the market. That does not mean that those stocks will not, rebound and go up. You take your profits. When you rebound again, you join the rally, you start going. Know how to take profit in the market. That is the beauty of equity market. Many of us in the market, I have studied that they don't know how to take profit. They want to see appreciation. Market cannot keep in the uptrend for a long time. There's always up and down in the market, just like graph of life. Graph of life is not straight. It goes up and down. If you understand that, don't be greedy in the market. When you are buying stuff from that day one, set target for yourself and it will guide you all through. This is what I said, that every investor or trader must have a goal. That goal will tell you the kind of stock you buy, how long you're going to stay, and the kind of fund you should use to play the market. If you know this at the back of your mind, or have that at the back of your mind, you will do well in equity investment. Also, don't forget that equity investment, there's high risk, but when you take calculated risk, you won't get your finger burned. Take decision when it's time to exit. Don't be greedy. What accepted into any position, if they remain intact, fine. If they are not intact, sell off that position. Nobody is marrying stock as wife. I say it anywhere. Just you are there to make money. Don't hold stock because it's a name that has been in the market, stock market for a long time. No, there are some new names that can give you money. There are some old names that there are some stock that are very low price that can give you, but you need to invest with goals and have your strategy. Strategy is key when you are investing in equity market. Finally, we're going to look at the monthly charts. This is the monthly chart, and the monthly chart is super for me. I will tell you, these monthly charts are giving me insight what you expect in the month of the month of August. If you look at this monthly chart now, you can see that in the month of January, we saw an up market before corrected in February and March. April was up, May, June. Now in July, market is going up again. And what happened in April? You remember, any season and corporate earnings put out, they are better when they came, better than I expected, and they kept the market. In May, there was correction, trying to recover in June, but failed. In July, we have seen the market has gained again. But in all this, you look at the money flow index. Even when it got at this level, even when market was rallying in the month of January, there that funds are started leaving the market again. People are taking people profit. That will always guide you profit. In the month of February, you can see it came down, it went up in the month of April. Now, in the month of July, you can see that the money flow. That's why I said, for me, the market is this for the volume. Let me bring out the money flow. Sorry, I thought. Just hold on. Yeah, this is the money flow tools that for the market for the month of July. You can see that funds are already entered the market and it's reading 66.49, above 50 points, which is good for the market. Funds in the market on a monthly basis, and we're crossing into the month of August. And I will tell you from research that we have done in the Invest data and also from NSC data available, the month of August. But I'm not to make you be afraid or to panic. No, just to let you know, have it at the back of your mind. The month of April, July is August. Sorry, is always a very sleepy month. I will tell you, but because of the earnings we're expecting to come, the half-year result, trade dividend for the banks, it might support the market if they will expect like a miss market. But in the history of the Nigeria stock market, August has been a very sleepy market, a down market. Now I use that language because for the last 1 decade or 10 years, the market in the month of August was up only just twice. In 2012, market was up by 2.99, and also in 2020, 2.57. In 2011, market lost 9.78. In 2013, market was down 4.39. 2014, 1.34. 2015, 1.64 negative. In 2016, 1.47. In 2017, 0.95 negative. In 2018, negative 5.85. 2019, negative 0.69. Before looking up in 2020 with 2.5. You can see that this month of August is very dicey in nature. But what it tells you that the month of August is the time for you to position ahead of the month of September, and third quarter earnings season in the month of what? October. This tells you that in this month of August, what you do, you manage your position by buying good stock and position ahead. Then any information come at any time, you're already in good stock to go up. That's why you use this remaining months of August and September to position in a good stock and watch ahead of the numbers coming in April. You don't wait to buy stock in that same month of October. But now you are seeing the half-year result, which investors will post most of them on the platform, and others are analyzing, and it will not change their portfolio. You see, they sell some stock. Don't panic if you're already in good stock, expecting something to come. That is how the month of August will look like. Now you have an idea what the month of. Then if you want to look at how the sectoral index has performed for the month of July, I will tell you that the oil sector was a surprise for the month of July, which I know I've discussed on this program that because of number of adjustment in crude in pump price locally and also crude oil price international, that is going to impact on that sector. The sector alone outperformed the OSHA index, or what we call NGS, but it closed by 20.40 for just the month of July. That's that there was activity. You can see that a lot of stuff in that sector gained within this month under review. That's why Total was among the top gainers. Total and Owando was among the 5 top gainers for the month of July. Total gaining about 40.14, and Owando for only just 30 trading days, gain about 48 points. It tells you that there's a lot of activities in there. Why Kuchis was the most the top beginner start for the month. Kuchis gained 71.07 for the month, followed by FTN Cocoa after Owando. Next was Triple G. Triple G is not very active, which you can even the FTN Cocoa. But the one that active are this Owando and Total. These are the top gainers for the period. You see what insight the market has done for the month of July. Now, if you look at the sectorial index, also the banking index also was up by 4.06, and the pension index. I want to remind that that's why I pick it. The pension index. Why is it up? Because of just concluded the March account, and also the interim dividend we're expecting for this one. You can see that activities is telling that those dividend paying stocks are also be one of the attractions in the market that people are positioning. So that you as an investor in all your portfolio, you have to put those in case market go against you. Those dividend paying stocks will also compensate for the market before market start going up. That is why you don't let your stock be just for only trading stock. Those stocks that is for up. No, put those stock that has a dividend paying history in your portfolio, either interim or full year, so that it also helps you to support your gain during the period you are positioning. It's key. That's why I picked the pension. But within the month, insurance and the consumer sector suffered a bit loss. For insurance lost 2.98 within the period, while consumer was 0.52 negative for this period. These are small, but for me, it's an insight of what we should expect for the month of August. I see the market because numbers from the different sector are really impressive from the individual company. The only sector that I see their number is still a bit shaking and not too clear is the one that emanating from the banking sector. The one that came from Ecobank gives an insight of what we should expect from a bank like UBA that has also branches outside Nigeria, more of Africa. Then for the result that came from FCMB, First Bank, Union Bank, and the Sterling Bank, they were below my expectation. I don't know of you, but because they recorded decline, we would not expect because this is the period that there was a little kind of improvement, in TP for the banks play where the banks play more. That's why we're looking hard to see the first year banks, how the result going to like. That will change the face of the market, in the first week or second week of August. These are what I am looking to see going forward. For other sectors like the agricultural sector, their numbers were perfectly okay, and they beat expectation. The healthcare sector was also up. The one that came from the insurance was also mixed. Then why the one that came from the consumer? I will tell you that the local stocks in that consumer sector were the one that was outstanding, especially number from Honeywell. I'll tell you it's outstanding. The one from Nigeria Brewery is also okay, but I'll tell you, looking at the numbers and not the number of their price or the what, a standing number in terms of growth is for that one that came from Honeywell. Also give insight, and Honeywell is just first quarter. That give insight what you should expect in such companies at this point. You need to understand where funds are flowing to. As far funds remain in the market, We now look at is fund entering individual stock or individual sector. That will also guide you. We can't do all in this presentation. You know that our question and answer is just 1 hour. If we would have said, well, let's go and see individual sector, whether funds are entering them. Now, next class, we're supposed to be looking at how funds are entering these individual sectors and their stocks when we are discussing them. Thank you, and God bless you. If there's any question from this point, let's get, if you want to add to the market review, we are very free to contribute. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ambrose.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
How are you, sir?
Fine, sir.
Yeah, I mean, regarding the oil sector,
okay,
what can we say is the key driver of all these their earnings? Because I can see even companies like MRS that over the years they've been in red, they are coming up to being green now. What's really the key? Because I know, given the price of crude oil going up, and I mean, I just want to know how long the oil sector is going to enjoy this rally from.
Okay, that's a good question. I would say for the oil sector, I've said it here severally that when there was that increment in fuel pump price in Nigeria for for more than 5 times last year and early this year, those companies that are that are into oil marketing in Nigeria, I'm not talking about the crude oil one now. Those ones, they are stocked already. They have what we call inventory, and when they bring the new price and they have inventory already, they sell at the new price. They have made even like 2 times 2 of their profit because they bought already, and they have stock. Most of them stock down. That is what also impacted them, and also consumption has improved compared to when we are doing a recession, when there was lockdown. There was, but now consumption has gradually also come up that they are still selling. During lockdown, people were staying out. So that's why if you compare their number this year and that of last year, you see a better gap of improvement because activities have also improved in that sector. But for those in crude oil business, especially those like Owando and Steplat, you can see that we have not seen Owando earnings to see, but I'm happy that they say they want to do their AGM next month, the new month we are entering. But you can see the number from Steplat. When we are in the recession period or when the COVID-19 was hitting, their numbers throughout that quarters were red. But now we see that when oil price bound, it also show in the number that things are improving. For me, that is what I really apart them. And also, I said earlier, consumption has improved, and also they were selling when there was the kind of inventory at a new price. That is automatically times 2 or times 3 of the revenue of that. That also impacted on their number, and that also remained for the rest of the year. But I believe that the way it is now, they will still increase fuel in Nigeria before the end of the year. It will also be a plus for them. Now that things are also coming up, we are thinking activities coming up. Consumption is there. Most of us in Nigeria here will run gen. Companies run gen. The demand for fuel and all those related, and that is why there's inflation, because the high cost of those consumption is also passed to consumers. And see, activities of these companies are still looking up. For me, it's still sustained at the end of the year. This number was seen. The only thing that if you consider here now, which of them will pay out good result, good dividend, but that's what investors are targeting on. If you are seeing good earnings from a company, it gives you an insight that we expect a good payout at the end of the day. But those that has that kind of I call it equalized dividend pay policy, they will always pay you dividend, even though they are graduating it small, looking up what they will still pay dividend. This is what will guide us for those sector. For me, they still have potential to go up. Year to date, that sector is recording about 66% up. Don't forget that last year the industrial sector was up by 95%. If oil is one doing this year, fine.
Hello, Mr. Ambrose.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr.
Hello, Mr. Ambrose.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Thank you for everything.
God bless you, sir.
I have 2 questions, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
Would you say for the short term, somebody can still take position in Owando?
Okay.
Then secondly, I want you to help me to chart Wema Bank so that you can make comments, please. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome, sir. Then I want to quickly look at that. I'm happy that you asked about Owando. Let's all of us look at Owando together. Let's look at Owando chart together. Yes. This Owando chart on a daily chart now. You can see the movement of Owando on a daily chart. I will tell you from what I'm seeing, I'm seeing resistance at the window at around 475, 470 at that rate resistance. But with this their announcement of their AGM, I see that this stock will maintain an oscillating trend until that AGM is the thing is good. Once it's old or before that AGM, if we are seeing other numbers emanating from the company, that will also give a trend. But for me, Owando is still strong. If you want to buy Owando now, you are free to enter Owando. Because this pullback has the opportunity to enter. But if you are entering Owando, enter Owando so that you can sleep very well. Enter Owando with medium and long term mind. For those that have made money from where Owando rally, and some of them have exited the market, like those in buy and sell signal, or those in my group who have exited Owando actually, then we are waiting for pullback, and this pullback is an attraction for us. You can still go back and buy. But if you're entering now, wait for a medium to long term. When I mean medium to long term, it can be 1 month, it can be 2 months, but not just that you want to trade it tomorrow, you want to buy one day on Monday and sell on Tuesday. It might not be so easy for you to trade it within the week. It might go up and down. The people that enter at 3 naira might still be selling at this point because they are still in profit. And that means they will still be oscillation in Owando. But the good thing that if you chart Owando on a weekly chart, it gives you a better picture of where Owando is going. I want to just like you can see where Owando is going. If you can see that Owando has broken out this strong resistance level of 44 naira 30 kobo, and that tells you that Owando coming there down, Owando cannot come down to this level again unless there's something negative news for Owando to come below 4 naira. If you have that at the back of your mind, it's the time to hold your Owando. If you are there, if you are taking profit, take profit and what Owando cannot come down. If you are targeting to enter Owando around 420, fine, it's possible, but Owando cannot break down unless there's negative news that come from Owando now before you can see Owando at 3 naira or 320 again. But if you are in Owando, if you are a long-term investor, if you want to play short, go ahead, you can buy Owando now, but think medium and long term, not short, sorry. Think medium and long term in the Owando position. Quick one, let's check the Women Bank. This is a Women Bank weekly chart, but let me go to the daily chart to give us an idea what is happening in the Women. You can see in Women on the daily chart, Women is correcting. The correction is still there in Women. Despite it's trying to resist the decline, seeing the candlestick formation here, but they are all bearish candlestick. People need for a confirmation before you can jump into it. But if you look at the volume at this point, volume is tight, and you can see that it's resisting to go below this price. You need to confirm it because this resistance here is gradually becoming a support for women for me on a daily chart. But you need to wait to confirm. That is where your indicator is very important at this point. Kind of indicator that suits your own personal investment goal. Here, Owando has even formed a double top. That I'm not surprised Owando is Women Bank is correcting now. You can see it has formed a double top here. You can see here and here, and that is this correction. And this correction, let's wait. You can see it resisted a decline here, but let's watch before you can jump in. Once you confirm a trend that is going up, you cannot jump in. But now just watch your Women Bank. If you are there, that you are still profit, you can take profit because this double top market is responding to it. It's a strong point for it to break out. But once you break it out, you confirm a new trend, one can start jumping in. You can see that it's maintaining this resistance at this one. You can see this point and this one. It's a strong resistance for Women Bank on the weekly chart. Yeah. Okay. Another question. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Ambrose, good afternoon again.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please, do we have any negative information concerning Guaranteed Trust Bank? Because over time now, the price has been oscillating up and down, and I think Thursday, Friday, it really went down more.
No, as we speak, I don't have any negative contrary information from the banks. So I believe that investors or investor public are waiting to see where they are going with their new holding company in the things at hand. But most important is that they are looking at what the number will be at the end of this half year. Once that number confirms that this bank is going somewhere, they will jump in. But don't forget that people that are long-term investors are still holding on because we know that going to the future, with the kind of strategy GT has always displayed, we expect that they will do well with this new holding company. That's why that cost will increase. They will do well with their holding company. On that note, people are still waiting to see the number. Don't forget that the dividend will still hold. Whether they are paying the same 30 kobo or they are just up or down, we don't know. But we still expect that the alternate policy will still hold for this financial year. For me, it's just market situation. Don't just panic if you are there. Just hold. Don't forget that is one of the banks. I know that their stock are defensive. It don't go down anyhow. And just watch it. That making money in ETB is when there is a boom in the market. Before you can see that you are sure of making good money from that kind of.
Okay. Is there any information from? Hello, Ambrose.
I'm with you, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for what you sent out yesterday concerning Rwanda. Is there any information concerning when they are bringing out the 2019 full year and also 2020? Because the regulator should be on them. It has passed due date already for them to bring out those accounts so that investors will be able to make an informed decision.
Yes, in that notification, they didn't mention anything, but I believe that because they've agreed with SEC in their settlement pack that they will release all their standing number. And I said when I look at this, about almost 14 quarters is what they will release on the 3 full year. Now they are planning to do AGM for 2018. It's a good start. Let's look towards other agents. It's possible that between now and end of August, they will release other results. And that will also add more momentum if the results are positive. Which I expect that out of the result we expected, I don't see the company giving us bad number or two. They are very expect to be improvement. That improvement in any of this, especially the one that are closer to the current year, might change also the face of Owando. And don't forget that Owando is a big player in crude oil business. That's why before now we can't fight for them. But we believe that with this agreement they have reached now, Owando become a born again Owando because all eyes on them.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. Mr. Ambrose. Hello, sir.
Hello, Mr. Ambrose.
Hello, one after the other, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, let me say this. On this thing, on their notification of their AGM, there's a clause controversial to me.
Hello?
There's a clause on their AGM notification.
Okay.
That's literally controversial for me. And I'm thinking, oh, they don't go to court again. They are saying that Mangal, I can't remember again, but they are putting that Mangal oil should not vote or something. It's exempted for voting.
But part of the agreement that they should withdraw all the outstanding case, both with shareholders and all. I know before they started that. And that is part of what they said agreed that they should withdraw all the outstanding case from both shareholders and everything before the agreement. I believe that it will still hold. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Ambrose, please can you look at FitSyn and Transcorp and Lean Africa? FitSyn released a good result, and he hit a 6 Naira 50 kobo high. And it looks like he's retracing now. I don't know what could be the reason for that. Lean Africa released a very bad result. Maybe you can also help us talk on that. Then Transcorp too. I don't know for whatever sudden reason it came up. I don't know.
Come again. Lean Africa result was not bad. Their full year. Is it their first quarter you are talking of? What moved their price up?
Yes, the first quarter. The first quarter that was released yesterday or 2 days ago was not good. In fact, it was negative.
Okay.
So maybe you can also talk about that. Then Transcorp too. I don't know whatever happened. Well, they released a good result, but I don't know how far this rally of yesterday can go.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, so let's follow one by one. Look at the result from FitSyn. FitSyn is one of the big player in the healthcare industry. And on that note, I see that FitSyn will maintain a positive number even going forward. But it's all what happened that market responded. The result came. it touched, as you just say, it touched at 6 naira 50 kobo. That was even a strong resistance level. It just broke out little. It tells you that the stock is waiting for another push, another trigger. And when people are doing this, what we call digesting the number or doing critical analysis of all this number, they're going to do repositioning of their portfolio. And those companies they will position their portfolio will also make them to move going before the end of the month of August. Don't just relax yourself. It's just market situation. Now, both institutional investor and individual are taking time to analyze this company. Where will I put money? What will sustain their earnings going to the future? At the end of the day, what will be the payout? That is the strategy they are adopting now. Anywhere in the world that is done, there's always a period of digestion of earnings. Now that anything just finished on Friday, we expect that by this week we're entering, there will be people will be looking at these numbers, moving their portfolio, selling one off to buy this one, just to balance their portfolio for profitability. That is what it will be. But you can see that the number from that sector are standing. And for Transcorp is not just, this is not the first result that is impressive. The last one, first quarter, when it came, also market rally for like 3 days because of their impressive first quarter. That trend is sustained. That is one thing that we should also have at the back of our mind in this class. Look at a company that has an uptrend in earnings. I tell you that when a price of stock is going up and earnings is going up, that kind of stock is stock we should target, because when price is going up, earnings will start continue to put that price up because the earnings are positive. What we saw in Transcorp, that the result the release was also outstanding. And that is why you see that there was demand for it on Friday. But because of the way the market is, it might not last more than Tuesday or Wednesday. People start taking profit. But that does not mean that that stock is bad. But for you, if you pull back again after 2 or 3 days, you start preparing ahead of what the future that will be coming. When stock that you stock in your portfolio that you will be waiting for third quarter. This second quarter has opened everybody and I give an insight where the companies are going. You have seen their first quarter, you have seen their half year. Then remember, I don't forget that I said that third quarter earnings anywhere in the world is most important earnings. Others are good with that, fine. That third quarter, once you see people not start capital, that's why I said towards the end of the last quarter of the year, they are bound to be found leaving fixed income market, because if they want to hedge against inflation, it will be an opportunity for them. After seeing the numbers of this company for first quarter and second quarter, third quarter, they will know the one that will pay dividend of that will above 10% yield, but the yield plus capital appreciation that they will do in that short term. You will give them above 20%, whichever then you see funds will come to pre-capital market within that short period. And also, don't forget that towards the end of the year, and also economic activities again that will support. That's why if you are seeing this earnings now, you don't need to buy, rather to sit down and follow the trend. That is why those in buy and sell signal, you don't need to worry, because we will tell you what to do. But also, you need to at least start preparing yourself that, how will I also make money in 90 days? Those that enter the position at the end of masterclass 90 days for the month of July on the 4th, I will tell you, out of the 5 stocks that were given, that they've cashed out 3 already with more than 50% return in 3 of them in less than 1 month. That's why you should prepare your mind that, when is the next master class coming, so you can start preparing. But before then, we'll also guide you, those in buy and signal, what to do, and that is why we're here today. That stock will start buying now before even the master class, also before the third quarter any season. You need to start positioning now. Once you know how to do that, you can even use any season alone to be making money for yourself. That means within the 4th quarter of the year, you can buy stock for only 4 times in and out, make money also. But that's why you don't trade often. That's why when I don't give signal, as you know, I say there's no signal. You don't trade often. When there's no signal, you don't force yourself to buy stock. You hold on and watch until you see signal that make that things before you now jump into. So you must not be in stock market or in position at all times. But for that of Latin Africa, what keep the price up was just the dividend of 15 kobo. It's almost 10%. But now that result, the first quarter they released. But don't forget that also the markdown date is high. People that are interested in that dividend might not be selling, especially those income investors. They might not be selling the stock at this point. They might not be selling the.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Hello.
Go ahead.
This is concerning mutual benefit.
Okay.
Mutual benefit released their quarter result. There's something they call net value in their FVPTL. It was negative about 5 billion. What is FVPTL? What does it mean? And why do they able to make such a lot of 5 billion naira? Thank you, sir.
Okay. For the result of insurance company, I've not studied them more to look at. They were coming like the influence of number. If you want, I just look at what I just explained. I've not looked at that number. I think in our next class, I'll look at it or can I discuss it in the next question and answer. Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Ambrose.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me? Yeah, okay, I have a few questions. Number one is the impact of this dollar stuff policy of CBN.
Okay.
Because people are moving funds to buy and store dollar.
Okay.
Knowing fully well that in the short run, school fees, international allowance, and others will come into play. And those companies that are not on the list of CBN, they will now go and buy dollar at any cost.
Okay.
And I see the regulation also. I don't know how far it will go. So I want you to address that one, because you posted something on it.
Yes.
And you said, okay, when we come to the country, we'll do a critical analysis about the policy of the CBN policy concerning dollar. Then number two, the issue of what's called the livestock.
Okay.
We saw the signal. So I just want to find out what now is beginning to go down, but have we gotten to the resistance or is still going to go down further? Then the third one is like somebody mentioned concerning fixed SIM, healthcare. See, the president signed a supplementary budget, and there are three major factors they are keying into that budget, which they mentioned, and they talked about the issue of vaccine and all that. So I want to know what impact it will have on the healthcare sector. Thank you very much.
Okay. To start from the last question you asked, with the budget and the vaccine and the healthcare sector fixing and other stuff, yes, I see potential in that sector. One, I said it earlier in this program that the governors forum, they kind of advocating that we should look inward and have our own vaccine, and which I know if government is going to that today or tomorrow, the healthcare sector will benefit from, especially those that have the facility on ground before now, like a company like me and Baker, and also you can see that the numbers in that sector are positive. That would be a plus to that industry for me. And the number of fixing is outstanding. That of Nemi and Baker is outstanding, and others in that industry, even the one that came from Nimet, and that Nimet was third quarter. These are numbers that are good. That will also give us insight what to expect from the industry. If they're going by that, the budget will be a plus. And if they go into vaccine manufacturing here in Nigeria, that means, man, that sector will be hot. That means those that there should, because activity will be there, and that activity will bring what profitability at the end of the day for those sectors. And then for livestock touch 2 naira 50 kobo and pull back. Now pull back to a level of 2 naira 15 kobo, 2 naira 10 kobo. For me, I want us to watch on Monday to see whether it has formed a strong support in that level. Don't forget that it holds a strong support level between 1 naira 70 kobo and 167 before it dropped up. Now, if it's on another support level at that 2 naira 10 kobo or 215, we'll know, because livestock is going places. Livestock is going to go higher than even the 250 that it touched last time, because people are already looking at that stock. Look at what is happening in Okomu and Presco. There's potential in that stock also will still go up. And don't forget that since they turned into positive in 2019, they've not paid dividend. And that's it for
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me now? Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. The support level before now has been around 160, 167, and 70. Now we're looking at if we can maintain that support level again at this 210 or 215 before you jump in. Let's wait to confirm it next week. It don't touch 215 from 250. Let's wait to see if that will be a new support level before you can start taking a new position. But for those that are there that have not existed, just hold your position, because it will bounce back and surpass 250. It just touched recently when the result came to the market. That's for that. But for the dollar CPI decision on dollar, I said it earlier that this dollar thing is going to be a thing that at the initial time we all complain, but going into the future, it will be a benefit for every one of us that are Nigeria are going to in the stock market. And I tell you that those that are in the stock market is a plus for us, because even anybody outside the shore Nigeria that want to bring money will come because the exchange here is high. You want to take advantage and buy stock low, which is good. That is the benefit for it for capital market. But for the economy, CBN, they've taken a step that they will make sure that the banks on their own, that the bank on their own will have a teller that will be handling this. And if that is done, and government CBN will be able to bring out policy that is straight, that they will monitor this bank, is available. It might not go as expected, but we know that there will be devaluation in the black market as we speak now because of the new policy. But it will stay for a long time. If you are buying dollars to keep, and at the end of the day, even though that September, this dollar become available and to have access to the bank, those that are buying will be at loss. But for me, they will expect to be devaluation in the money market. But on the re-import export window, it might still be stable. There, for me, don't panic on it, but rather let the position on those stocks that we have seen that have done backward integration. That will go a long way to help us to make information. For me, the dollar thing will have kind of some shaking the economy, but it won't last. So far, the CBN team to look at policy to make sure that this thing stand, that they are monitoring the bank one, and at the same time, the dollar is made available so that the price will not go more.
I want to put something on the person that asked about the dollar. Hello?
Ambrose is back.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and add. Go ahead and add to it. No problem. Go ahead. Hello?
Okay. I think the CBN are more smarter this time around. It won't be as it was as 2016. Let's plan that they want to float an
I can't hear you. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello? 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 Hello?
96 pence, British pence. There is nothing Nigeria is going to do that it will not continue devaluing as long as there is the economy of Nigeria cannot be trusted to hold value. Naira cannot hold value. Any reasonable man will want to buy dollar. So there will be perennial devaluation. If there's any platform that is created, just use it to go and get your money out of Naira. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. It's just with respect to this dollar devaluation.
Okay.
And somebody raised something on livestock, whether we can buy livestock or stuff like that. So to me, I think that one of the ways that you can edge around this is to look at companies that they don't have anything to do with the dollar. Part of their production chain process, they don't have to import anything. Are you getting? I believe that those companies that are able to produce without importing anything, without depending on the dollar in any form, those will be the companies that will always be outstanding. If you look at companies like Okomu, if you look at companies like Cresco, if you look at companies like Livestock, you see the kind of profit margin that these guys are declaring. Most of them, it's almost above 50%, 50, 60, 70, even 100%. That's the kind of year-on-year profit after tax these guys are making. It's because whether the dollar goes up or it comes down, it doesn't affect them. They've really done a lot of backward integration. So I think those are some of the things that we can look at to be able to stay out of other companies that probably will have to import everything in manufacturing. So when the dollar goes up, their margins become very, very thin. That's my thing.
Hello, Ambrose.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
I want to add. Can I say something?
Yes, well, if we go ahead.
Okay, I've listened to other people's opinion, and personally, I became worried when they said they are using 97%, 95% of Nigeria earnings to service debt, and we are still borrowing. And the same CBN came out and said Naira is overvalued by 17%. The true value of Naira officially should be 440, 450. So what the other man just said now makes a lot of sense, because we are not producing. And the recent report from Nigeria Bureau of Statistics 3 days ago shows that dollar importation fell. First quarter, it was 1.9 billion. Now, second quarter, it was now 875 million. Because now, foreign investors are not even coming.
No, don't spend any time.
Family and friends abroad. Family and friends abroad, most of them, they don't even have job. Government is supporting people abroad, bringing in money. And I think that was one of the reasons why the CBN said when they send you dollar, they will pay you 5 Naira commission for the thing and all that. And some of them are finding it difficult to even send to Nigeria because of government policies. I have people abroad, they said they cannot save money because all the platform before they send to you, you get in Naira and all that. Some of them, when you ask them, they said, look, it's difficult sending money to Nigeria. So now that they are looking at this policy of dollar, I don't know, but like what the other man said, most people are edging against dollar because it's getting people poorer. 30,000 Naira minimum wage, which was about $70, $80, gradually is now going to be like $40, $50. And we are not even producing. Herdsmen are pursuing farmers from the farm. Very soon we'll start importing, what's it called, plantain chips, importing gari, importing from Ghana, importing yam from Ghana. Not go to the farm. So it's a worrying situation. Insecurity is everywhere. America does not want to sell weapons to us because of a human rights issue. So I think I go with the other man that said those things that does not have to do with dollar. But give and take, they are still buying from the same market. Everybody's buying from the same market. Today I went to go and buy cooking gas. It used to be 4,009. Now it's now 5,009. No explanation. It's either you pay it or you leave it.
Yeah, so things like cooking gas, those are the things that we produce because that cooking gas is not actually imported. That's why you will see companies like Bogas. You look at their profit margins, the way they were all sour because those are things that we don't import cooking gas. We actually produce that cooking gas from the normal crude oil that comes out. So,
are you sure?
Look at those companies. Pardon.
We don't import cooking gas now. Or not?
No, you don't import cooking gas.
I work in the oil and gas industry, so I understand the value process. Cooking gas is not imported. Cooking gas is part of natural gas that we produce all over the United America. Thank you.
Yeah,
Ambrose,
I want to make an appeal.
I don't want us to lose focus of our discussion.
Yes.
What's your take on Presco and Lafarge in view of their very impressive quarter two results?
Okay. Well, let me just conclude that aspect of the dollar thing before we answer your question. Hold on, sir. For me, the dollar thing is a plus for equity market. Let me tell you why. If the foreign investor or even your brothers abroad, if they are bringing anything at all, if there is devaluation, they will buy this stock market with little dollar. That means we'll still stop going up. But now that is deployed by local investor, target those companies that have strong earnings. And don't forget that I always say that when you see a company earnings that is going up, price will look for that earnings, no matter what it is. Price will look for earnings when what earnings is going up. That means your P ratio will be low. That means if now that we're seeing impressive numbers coming from this company, let's target those companies that has good number. Like your question, sir. For me, for Lafarge and Presco, sorry. Hello, sir. Lafarge.
Yes.
Yeah, the two numbers are fantastic numbers that you should hold your position in that company. Lafarge, I show that it's going somewhere, and I always say that Lafarge is a mispriced stock in that industry, and it has carved out an itch for itself. This company is not looking to go abroad or to go outside the shop. Within Nigeria, they are doing well. And now that we're seeing that this infrastructure gap is still there, and we are trying to bring our real estate alive again, because of property and all those infrastructure. For me, that sector is already set for what to blossom. For that or to grow. For that, just hold on to your WAPO. Why for your Presco? Presco is going somewhere already. I remember I said it in this class that when Presco released their third quarter forecast, and they mentioned forecast of 12 billion profit after tax for third quarter. Most of us in this class, we discussed it, even calling me on. I said, if a company like Presco is forecasting to make 12 billion for third quarter, it shows that where the price is going. Now, at the end of their second quarter, they almost touched 10 billion already. That means they're going to surpass that 12 billion at the end of third quarter. If you're in that kind of stuff, you don't buy, you don't sell. Or if you are not there, it is time to buy. You don't wait to see the third quarter result. You need to position now ahead of that number. That means for me, and also Presco share issue is small and very tight. Their very share in issue is very small, and also foreign investor has position in that company. I mean, the share is not available anywhere like the way you see First Bank or other stock like Transcorp. No, you know, that stock there that you can position in Presco now and go and watch. If you want to buy, go ahead and buy now before the price go above 75 naira.
Sorry, Mr. Ambrose. For that Presco, there is a news around acquisition of a smaller. Yes, Okitikupa. Yes. Don't you think it would reduce their earning due to this acquisition? Like of the cash flow. Okay.
They've not perfected it. For acquisition of this sort, that Presco is already big in the market. Bringing Akuba is a plus for them to expand, it's a plus for them. They become bigger and their market share will increase. That market share increase will impact them. I won't let you down. That market share will impact them. That is what we are looking at Presco now. It's good that they are going to acquisition. That acquisition will be a plus. It won't bring them down. Their share in issue is very small. Even when they acquire, it will also be a sizable number for them to manage.
That is moment.
Okay, thank you.
And that
is Ambrose.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Yes. And also Presco, I think some weeks ago they published that they are going into extension into Ghana. But that's by the way. You've mentioned Lafarge, the price mismatch, but I'm still worried. If you look at Lafarge and Bois Cement, fundamentally they are the same. If you look at their financials, both the performance, especially the bottom line, but the price of Bois still refuse to correct in line with the fundamentals with Lafarge. I expected Bois to come down more after the second quarter release of results. So what do you say about these two companies?
No, don't like what you just said. I will say it again. You know that in stock like Bois and that of Wapu, they are already the same platform, are they the same PDP, the same level. But something is different. Let me tell you, the holding structure in these two companies are different. And also market perception, because of the holding structure, is also a plus for stock like Bois. Bois, it's about 86 or even 94. It's in the one person's hand. And that person can decide to pay the whole dividend so that he can earn his own money. And it's not selling. I mean, the ones available in the market for people to sell is small to move the price up and down. And also, you know that what it is now for you to trade 100,000 volume to change price. But for that of Wapu share to some of the same size. But the holding of Lafarge International is around either 65 or 62 or even around 58. It's not as high as that of Bois, about 74 or 89 they are holding. If that range, that the share
is 83.1.
I see that the share in issue is too small. That is what is helping them. But I know that when Wapu continue to pull this kind of number we're seeing, market to appreciate Wapu. Wapu have touched 31 before it corrected. Possibly are going to support it going to the food. But what matters is their payout that is looking at now. If their payout become good and the yield become high, people will not look the way of, because they are the same industry. People will look the way of Wapu. That's why if you're in Wapu, don't need to go out of Wapu for Bois now. No. Stay put in your Wapu and spread your debt together. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Ambrose, still talking about fears for WAPCO. I understand that the tax waiver that they were given just expired, I think this year, early this year. So I don't know, there is a possibility that that can start to affect their bottom line. So that's also my fears. Still, I just want to buttress the fear the man earlier mentioned.
Okay, like what you just said, you said earlier this year, you think their first quarter that.
Hello, Mr. Ambrose.
Hello, is it their first quarter that has expired? But I've not seen it, but I will also check it. Say it expired early this year. Is it
no,
I
think either first quarter or it ended December 2020. So meaning moving forward, they don't have any tax holiday.
Right now, but you can see
unless it is extended.
But if it ended 2020, the number we're seeing first quarter, second quarter, they are looking up. Unless there is, if you are saying me as from 2021, yeah, that's why I'll be worried. If it ended 2020, the numbers we are seeing now is looking up gradually. We want to see them do more.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. Let's watch the numbers. And
hello, Mr. Ambrose.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Hello, Mr. Ambrose.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Thank you for everything.
Yes, sir.
At this level of Honeywell, would you still advise somebody to take position?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Sorry, don't you see possibility of it coming down a little bit, retracing a little bit before, especially going into August?
What you look at the consumption pattern of the goods coming from that sector. You know, whether there's kind of a kind of a pullback in wheat price, it also will be a plus. But let's go to it. It is the market that serving that matters. If the consumption remain high, there will be in profit. Hello, are you there?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that is it. Okay, before round up the question, is there okay? Hello. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, Ambrose. There are some questions on the chat box. On the chat box.
On the chat box. Let me look at it. I'm trying to get the question and but I can't see it here. Okay. Let's the next question.
One question.
Okay.
One question is that if you have to choose between Okomu and Presco, which stock will you pick and why?
Okay. The two has kind of posted an impressive number as we speak now. But I'll tell you the upside potential in Presco for me is higher. Already Okomu has touched almost 120 before closing at 115. But Presco has touched 799.4 came down after adjustment at this kind of price of 17 naira. That means if we are expecting that 12 billion and they surpass it, the stocks will not sell below 100 naira. That means if you want to make 30 naira easily before 200, I think I will take Presco for now. But Okomu will move to either 140, that is about 20 naira or 25 naira. So I think I get more potential upside for Presco. They are doing well, the same setup, but I will buy Presco. Hello? Okay.
Hello, Ambrose, we are here.
Hello, Ambrose. The last question so that we can take the stuff for the week and
Ambrose, you can.
Hello.
Someone says she talk on UCAP. We are with you.
Okay. UCAP. UCAP on its own has remained strong, and I will tell you why UCAP has remained strong. You know, UCAP number has really become a magic for the company itself, and they have sustained this number on the performance of the market and other things they do. If that remains and they have access to funds, that means UCAP will sustain this uptrend in their earnings performance. And if UCAP have paid you easily 70 kobo in previous year, I think for you they're paying you 80 kobo this time. And if the stock is paying you 80 kobo, don't expect it to go below. And also for Africa Prudential to post a negative or a decline number is a plus for UCAP. And also for UCAP to be close to UBA price, people were looking at who will pay me. I know people say, oh, UBA performance was poor. They didn't go up to 80 kobo altogether they paid last year. It's better we buy UCAP. You see, you people are looking at UCAP becoming a bride now because of what they are paid out and the numbers we are seeing. I know that you can't give what you don't have. With the number we are seeing, UCAP can afford to pay 80 kobo at the end of the financial year. If as at second quarter they are having 52 kobo earning per share, take a little bit. They expect that they will have 110 kobo at the end of this financial year, and they are paying you 80 kobo. They are retaining 40 kobo. They are one of the high, one of has a high payout in terms of dividend. For me, that's why people are looking at. If you are a dividend income investor, you should be in the stock of UCAP because you get dividend. That's why I said at the end of third quarter, result or institutional investors or bond market players will be coming back to equity market because there are some stocks that will give them easily 10% and above dividend yield plus capital appreciation. The position ahead of that, and that's what I'm expecting to happen in that stock. I think that's what we're expecting to happen. There's no cause for alarm. If you're in UCAP, put your position. If you want to buy, you see UCAP around anything 630, 650 or around the 620, dump in and take because you're going to surpass 8 naira before third quarter result in the market.
Ambrose, tell us a bit about Fidelity Bank. Fidelity Bank.
Fidelity for me is still very okay, and if you are there, hold your position. The numbers in Fidelity are looking off. We say they want to audit the account. I know that they don't pay interim unless they will change, but before they audit the account. But Fidelity, if you are there, hold your position. Only that the banks that are reading the results, particularly that FCMB, First Bank and Union Bank, they are not giving us good insight. But let's see stock like stock like a bank like Fidelity, Zenith Bank and others. Let's see that because they are maintaining a positive trend the previous quarter. Let's see that trend will be sustained in this one. But for me, if you are in Fidelity, hold your position. If you want to buy, wait for it to pull back around the 230 or 232 buy. And I think it closed at 240 or 242. Wait to pull back to around the 230 to buy because when results come that is 42, you can touch as high as 270. You come out with that. That will be around 30. You can take that one away from the market and come back before the quarters are coming in October. Yeah. You know that between now and the end of September, market was delayed. I will tell you, I was delayed because from what I give you that in the month of August, market is going to be a bit dicey. It's just the earnings from the banks that will sustain the market. The history has told us that month of September, August is very somehow. But we expect that the earnings from the banks and their dividend will give the market a boost for the month, but don't expect August to be unless there's another information that will come from one policy or the other that will change the trend. But for most 10 years, market in month of August was just up only 2 times. That tells a lot about the month of August. Yeah. But that's not mean that you should be afraid of month of August. But that is the time for you to be positioning ahead because it is not you buy. Yeah. MTN is good. It's one of the defensive stocks to use to manage your portfolio. Now that they have declared 4 naira 55 kobo, say plus for me. MTN will mess up. And also the numbers from MTN now. I would say that this year their first quarter and second quarter result is fantastic since they listed, which is good. If this trend is maintained, I see that stock going back above 200 naira, which is okay for me. But technically, we have to check it and tell you the position. But in terms of numbers, they are coming up powerfully.
Yeah,
okay. On this note, hello. On this note,
Vitafoam.
Yeah, Vitafoam.
Mansard.
No, I'm coming. Vitafoam result was fantastic, and I'll tell you, very impressive. Market to respond to it. Just so that if you are Vitafoam, relax. Don't panic. The stock will touch 18 naira with ease. 20 with ease. No, this is the first company that paid dividend in this year around December, either the last week of December or after the Christmas immediately. And when we are coming closer to that end of September, people will be also positioning to take advantage of that. That is the first one that paid dividend. And this is their number as a third quarter, about 2 naira 92 kobo earning per share. That means we're spending like above 450 and if overnight they change from last year they paid to 2 naira, you're going to move the price higher again. No, if you're having 4 naira, not just up to pay 50% of your earnings as dividend.
Can we enter Vitafoam at this price?
If you're a dividend income investor, but for capital appreciation, fine. I mean, for income dividend investor, if they will pay 50% of their earnings, already they're having 2 naira naira 92 kobo at their earnings for third quarter, making it 4 naira easier. They can afford to pay 50% of their earnings, which they have done before. If that happens, that means about 2 naira. 2 naira will support the price that can push it to 20 naira. But if you want to enjoy that, you have to buy 15 naira. 5 naira is switch, which is more than 20%. It's good to buy.
At how much?
15 naira is the price correct right now. It's likely to touch 2 naira if they paid a good dividend, 50% of their earnings as dividend. That is 2 naira. That would be nice. Okay. Before we wrap up,
what's the entry? What's the entry price?
About Mansard.
Mansard, sorry. Let me take Mansard before we draw the curtain. Mansard, for me, the result that they released, fine, not too bad, but there's something that's still standing that I'm still watching the Mansard. Mansard have not given us dates for the reconstruction. We don't know. So for using the bloated share in issue because of 7 for 17 bonus they give, and they want to do share reconstruction. Until they do that reconstruction, we will know exactly where they stand. But for the company itself, look at the number they release. For me, it's not too attractive like that, but I believe that it's because of their large share that the earnings was a bit small. But I believe after reconstruction, it should be a better number, so that share should be very small for that company. For anything below 80 kobo is a good buy for Mansard. But the date for this share reconstruction is what they said it is in December. December has long passed. We're already in the third quarter of the year. I've not seen any new information as regard that. That is why I'm a bit reserved for Mansard. But let us watch what will unfold in that company. That's really my concern, because there's no clear direction where they are going on that share reconstruction. Yeah. Okay, quick one for positioning for the new week. Before we draw the curtain, stock to buy for the new week. I'm looking at one is fixing is our first position here, and fixing is about to break out the strong support level, and we're watching the volume to break out. That's why we said the volume is increasing of trade. That means once you break out that, then fixing will go up higher. That's why we're picking fixing as one of our stock picks. We're picking livestock as our stock picks for this week, and one banking stock which we picked last week. We're still watching that banking stock. It's still oscillating. What I told my people is that once results come, it's not the dividend we're looking at in that banking stock. We're looking at the quality of the number that will come from them, and that stock remains Access Bank. Access Bank, we're not after 20 kobo or 25 kobo any per share dividend they're going to pay for interim, but we're looking at what will be the quality of number that will come from Access Bank. Is it the number that will tell us that Access has now arrived to compete with Zenith Bank and GTB in terms of profitability level? Not in terms of top line. Top line of Access are sure where they are going. We want to see the improvement on their profit after tax. If that comes, I'm telling you, if you're in Access, pull your position. That will attract more attention to Access people, because they are not after the dividend of this dream of the people. They want to see the quality of Access, to see if their Access brand in their position here and there are started really manifesting on their bottom line. We have seen it impact on their top line already. Let's see how they're going to grow their bottom line this time compared to the previous year. These are the three stocks we are giving this week. We are giving a fixing, livestock, and Access Bank for this week. And also, if you are in these stocks, where I say watch next week to see the support level of livestock. I'm looking at that 15, 210 and 215. That's why we're looking at livestock, Access Bank, and the fixing for this week. These are going to go now. For those in Waku, hold your position. If you are also in me and Baker, hold your position. If you want to take first position in Omando, you also watch the market on Monday to see. But for now, these three stocks are the ones we're picking: livestock, fixing, and Access. Thank you very much, and God bless you all. As we started with prayer in the beginning of the program, let somebody quickly pray for us before we draw the curtain.
Sorry, Mr. Ambrose.
Yes, sir.
Bless you to Ambrose.
Let somebody quickly pray for us so that we can round up this session, and by next week we'll continue again. A Muslim brother prayed for us initially. Let a Christian or sister or brother round up the prayer for us. The meeting for us with prayer, please. It's very important.
Dear Lord, we want to thank you for the opportunity we have had today. We pray that you will continually increase us in wisdom, in knowledge, in understanding. We pray you will stabilize our economy, and we pray that the coming week will be very profitable for us. And when we return next week, we are asking that we have every cause to give glory unto your holy name. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you all. Enjoy your weekend. Yep.
Thank you, Ambrose.
Yeah, God bless you, sir.
Enjoy our weekend.
Thank you, Mr. Ambrose.
Yeah, thank you.
Ambrose, thank you very much.
Ambrose.
Yeah,
Thank you,
sir.
Mr.
Yeah, thank you, ma.
God be with you, Ambrose.
Yeah, thank you, sir. You too, sir. God bless you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Ambrose. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you, ma. God bless you, ma.
Thank you, Ambrose.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
God bless. Okay.